Hello everyone. Question is a company has a VPC with public and private subnets. An Amazon EC2 based application resides in the private subnets and needs to process raw .csv files stored in an Amazon S3 bucket. A SysOps administrator has set up the correct IAM role with the required permissions for the application to access the S3 bucket, but the application is unable to communicate with the S3 bucket. Which action will solve this problem while adhering to least privilege access? Option A, add a bucket policy to the S3 bucket permitting access from the IAM role. Option B, attach an S3 gateway endpoint to the VPC. Configure the route table for the private subnet. Option C, configure the route table to allow the instances on the private subnet access through the Internet Gateway. Option D, create NAT gateway in a private subnet and configure the route table for the private subnets. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a SysOps administrator launches an Amazon EC2 Linux instance in a public subnet. When an instance is running, the SysOps administrator obtains the public IP address and attempts to remotely connect to the instance multiple times. However, the SysOps administrator always receives a timeout error. Which action will allow the SysOps administrator to remotely connect to the instance? Option A, add a route table entry in the public subnet for the SysOps administrator's IP address. Option B, add an outbound network ACL rule to allow TCP port 22 for the SysOps administrator's IP address. Option C, modify the instance security group to allow inbound SSH traffic from the SysOps administrator's IP address. Option D, modify the instance security group to allow outbound SSH traffic to the SysOps administrator's IP address. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Question is, a company has mandated the use of multi-factor authentication MFA for all IAM users and requires users to make all API calls using the CLI. However, users are not prompted to enter MFA tokens and are able to run CLI commands without MF. Option A, in an attempt to enforce MFA, the company attached an IAM policies to all users that denies API calls that have not been authenticated with MFA, with additional steps must be taken to ensure that API calls are authenticated using MFA. Now the options are: option A, enable MFA on IAM roles and require IAM users to use role credentials to sign API calls. Option B, ask the IAM users to log into the AWS management console with MFA before making API calls using the CLI. Option C, restrict the IAM users to use of the console as MFA is not supported for CLI use. Option D, require users to use temporary credentials from the getSession token command to sign API calls. Correct answer is option D. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.